We can take you to the edge of the desert.
Thank you.
Then we will continue to track the beast. You must find a way to contain it.
I'll try.
When we find out where it is being taken, we will seek you out. Until then, may the winds ever be calm on your paths.
Thank you.
The beast has grown too powerful. We can no longer contain it through mortal means. There was once an empire that embraced corruption. They studied it, mastered it, and became the greatest civilization the world has ever known. But it led to their destruction. Our allies will continue the pursuit of the beast, but we shall undertake a different search. We must go to the ruins of the Vaal Empire, in search of a weapon against the coming cataclysm.
Okay. Hello, Hooded One and Zarka. Marsh? So you're telling me we are about to head into a marsh, and then a jungle, and then basically, what, Aztec pyramids from the look of that? So you're telling me this game has a gothic forest, a desert, and then a jungle as an act structure. That sounds familiar. Keep in mind, though, I'm not complaining. That's an observation. I'm definitely not complaining. I'm really enjoying this game so far. It's super good. I think Act 2 dragged a little bit, but overall, I'm very, very happy with what we have here.
I will tell your tale, Jingak. Return someday, and you might hear Risu tell it in my place.
You're gonna have the former traitor replace you as the storyteller? That's baller. Well done, Zarka.
Utsal is close. Be careful. The Vaal heavily relied on the use of corruption. Their lands may still be dangerous.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the Vaal Orb. Thank you very much. They were basically gambling addicts. Expedition
We
logbook.
strayed from the route marked on our map, driven further afield by painted men with savage intent. Tonight, for reasons I cannot fathom, we have been granted a brief reprieve. Our hunters halted at the edge of this marsh, unwilling to pursue. They watched from the trees as we threaded the narrow band of solid ground between desert and swamp. I know not what they fear, but we must brave the unknown if we are to reach the encampment at the Ziggurat.
The
Through my
Ziggurat.
spyglass, I see nothing ahead. The waters lie still, and the muddy banks between seem clear. Yet my nerves burn with the unmistakable sense of being watched. There is no one, no thing, but this silence feels alive. We have no choice but to run for it.
Spooky. What does this map look like? The cogs, the cog thing there needs to disappear. We cannot have that every time you open the world map. Oh, look at this. Oh. The hell is this? Armor evasion. So this is for my mercenary? Yo. And I was talking about him looking like a knight. This is perfect. This is a very different looking swamp. Or marsh. But I guess if we're at the edge of the deserts, it makes a lot of sense for it to look like this. What the hell? Of course I can't view it. Need more strength. 3 more strength to view that armor. That looks like some armor energy. Yeah, that's some peak Templar gear right there. Holy shit. Got another jeweler orb. Ooh. Are we getting like the whole armor set for the mercenary here? This is great. Are you kidding me? These dudes spit poison out of their stomach, and it's killed me twice now. Okay, another armor. Dude, this act has some A-tier armor design. Holy shit. I'm really liking all of these so far. Okay, what are you? You're a boss. Okay, my goodness. Okay. I didn't get the checkpoint. I came from the west. I didn't get the checkpoint down south. Can I get it now? Oh, I guess it auto gave it to me when I started the fight. Okay, good. Ugh. Oh my god. So many ads. Too many ads. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's exploding. There are a lot of things going on. I don't know what's his. I don't know what belongs to the small mobs. Go, 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 go! Okay. Whew. That was scary. It's nice of them to give me the checkpoint even though I didn't walk by it. It's very nice of them. These shields also look really cool. Whoa. Hold up. It's not better than what I have, but... Oh my god. Look at me! Real monk gear. Wow! Awesome. So this act has some dope gear. Just in... What the hell is this? Wait. Evasion energy, evasion energy. Really? This is a set of gear? Okay. That's wild looking. That's fun. You are invited to dinner? Excuse me? Oh my god. Okay, hello. Ooh. That was another very tense fight. Seems to be a lot of those fights in this. Oh, another one.
I must maintain a fine balance.
Level up. We can do the strength one again, then we can check out all the armor sets. So what tribe is this? Who are we fighting? Asak Cool. Okay.
I must maintain a fine balance.
I must maintain a fine balance. Whoa! What the hell? What are you, the hardcore stopper? That's so rude. Yeah, meet that dreamer. Dick. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba. This is neat. The one's over there. So can I actually equip this stuff? I sure almost could. Oh, look at this. That's a huge shield. This armor looks dope. Like, keep in mind the boots and the gloves are not the right fit for this, but holy shit, that looks great. That's a mercenary armor? Looking like this, wielding a crossbow. Can I buy the crossbow back?
Here for a story.
We get a look at this. Look at this shit. Dude. The fact that you can run around with a shield on your back is so cool. Like, this shield looks a little goofy because it's very long. But there are some smaller shields that look really good like this. It's so cool. Like, this armor is perfect. I love this. Did we finally find the camp? I think we did. Ziggurat Encampment. That's an image. So they're like Aztecs, basically. Which is an aesthetic I really enjoy in my video games. So I'm cool with that. Why is the Spanish Inquisition here? Wait, Alva? Isn't she the... Isn't Alva the like temple room thing you have to explore? Isn't that Alva? I'm gonna... Hold on, I'm gonna look that up. Alva, Master Explorer. Incursions. Yeah. Act 7. Yeah, it's her. What the hell? What? Okay. This is our first... Well, no, Sin was the first one that came back, but of human characters, she's the first one to show up. Interesting.
Oh, hello. I'm Alva Valai.
Hi.
We can always use another pair of hands around here. Be sure to talk to Oswald, as he usually likes to greet the newcomers. In any case, welcome.
Thank you. Let's talk to
What
Oswald.
kind of stunt was that? Traversing the marsh. Have to be smarter if you're to survive. As quartermaster, I'll do my best to keep you alive. I can buy what equipment you find, or sell you what others have unearthed before we ship it back to Kingsmarch. If you disappear in the jungle, I'll also be the one to note your death in our logs. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Cynicism incarnate.
Hey, look at my health. 666.
Hello there.
Hi, Alva. What do you sell? Oh, you're the gamble vendor. Okay. So let's talk about the Ziggurat Encampment.
This little excursion here represents my lifelong ambition. It's not just about finding treasure. I want to build an entire archaeological society someday. Rayclast has countless layers of history buried beneath it, and I aim to uncover every last bit.
Okay.
I intend to call my group the Reliquarians. A bit ostentatious, but the best things should be. A shame I couldn't have founded it a few decades ago, back when my birthplace Oriath was still a thriving city. Thanks to the Templars, relics from a dozen different cultures found their way to Ashland over the centuries, and are now all lost, thanks to the disasters that happened there.
Don't know anything about that. Okay. The
So
search.
you're looking for a device the Val intended to use against the Cataclysm?
Yes.
Ah, so that's why you came here. Well, you're on the right trail. The Ziggurat on which we stand was rumored to contain a device to save their people. If you want to explore it, you'll have to find a way to drain the city first.
Drain the city? Okay. Let's not expand upon that at all. What? Drain the city. Okay. So,
Bye.
is it like Aztecs mixed with Mayans? It's like a thing to save their people, and we know they were like wiped out, which makes me think about the Mayan calendar and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe it's a mix of both. But it's very Aztec architecture.
It's hard to guess what the device inside the temple might be. I do know that it was commissioned by Queen Etziri's thaumaturge, Doriani himself. The project was given all the resources it needed, and the work was kept secret, even from Etziri.
Oh.
As best I could translate, they claimed using it might mean abandoning all they had built. They seemed to view it as a last resort, a way to save their legacy if all else failed. It's not often I detect fear in Val writings, but they definitely hoped they would never have to use it.
The only thing I remember about the Val is the Val orb, that it corrupts items, and you could find like tiny dungeons inside of dungeons where Val shadows or whatever attacked you. That's about everything I actually remember about the Val. Doriani.
By their final days, the Val were a deeply tiered empire based on brutal competition. Those at the top vied with each other through any means necessary, and Doriani was the foremost among these ambitious and immoral men. He was second only to Queen Etziri herself. Utzal was the seat of his power, and ancient writings claim he undertook a vast array of strange projects and sordid experiments here. Some glyphs I have seen are too stomach-churning to discuss.
Okay, so not a good dude. Ciri.
How do I even begin to describe the last queen of the Val? She left a tremendous mark on history. She was intelligent and capable enough to rule unquestioned over a bloodthirsty empire of volatile nobles, and the people adored her and feared her in equal measure. Val writings speak of her as the most beautiful woman in the era, but also the most dangerous. She sought eternal life, and she was willing to sacrifice anything to achieve it.
Anything.
The ruins around you are the result of those ambitions. Sometimes while I'm looting a temple, I remember that everything we find once belonged to a living, breathing person that probably died horribly. That sort of takes the fun out of it, doesn't it?
The Beast.
I've heard of the Beast. Everyone has. If someone is truly trying to raise another, then they must be the grandest of fools. These very ruins around us are the result of an attempt to control such a thing. This is the only way it can end.
What about Oswald Cobblepot over there?
Oswald's a grim sort, isn't he? He's always injury this, death that. Personally, I've never been hurt while treasure hunting. I actually find it rather easy. He always makes sure we have the proper supplies and checks his list for everything 4 or 5 times before we make a move. He also invented what I call the Oswald technique. On the rare occasions he personally goes out with us, he throws a rock at absolutely everything before touching it. Every flagstone, every pillar, every statue. You'd be positively amazed at the elaborate traps he sets off, even in places I've walked through already.
It's never too late for someone to lay a trap. What about the hooded one?
That hooded fellow over there, he's a friend of yours, I take it. Seems to be one of few words. Oh well, I'm not one to judge the company you choose to keep. Oswald's gonna lose his wits if any more of you show up, though.
The jungle.
Something tells me you're the exploring type.
No.
We've got that in common. But some places even I steer clear of. I rather enjoy being alive, you see. Still, if you're feeling adventurous, there's fortunes to be made out there in the wilds. I'm especially interested in all things related to the Val. For academic reasons, of course. But a bit of treasure never goes amiss.
Okay, that's Alva. The hooded one. What up?
Somewhere in this region there were sophisticated canals and waterways. We might be able to use them to drain this lake. We must hope that the mechanisms are still functioning, despite their age. It is the only way to reverse the drowning of this once thriving city. The first step in our search for the secret knowledge of the vow.
The vow.
It is strange to return to this place of my divine youth and see it so aged and forgotten. When I was here, the Vaal were the height of civilization, and the future was bright. They had their problems like any other people, but I thought I could free them from the moral hazards of divinity by removing gods from the equation. While we are here, I would like to discover whether this ruination is my fault, or whether something else happened to them.
Interesting. We have no more to say here. This is a big area. Oh, well, that put a stop to that, I guess. What about over here? There's a lot of water. Waypoints. Good to know we have that. Jungle Ruins. I cannot believe we have a jungle act for 3. That's so funny. Okay, Oswald.
Hey?
What do you have for me? So you're the vendor. Grenade skills fire an additional projectile. Nice. Whoa. That's like a legitimate knight helmet. Whoa. Dude.
Surprised you want that.
Surprised you want that. You don't know anything about what I enjoy. Before we talk to him, I want to see what this looks like. This is armor energy. So it goes with this. Okay. Whoa, look at me. Look at the Templar. That's so cool. I love the armor design in this game. Ziggurat Encampment.
The Ziggurat beneath us was once the Temple of the Sun God, one of the
Raw.
oldest built in the city of Utsal's religious district. It was in active use for at least 1,000 years. But when the Vaal cataclysm struck, the city flooded, presumably killing everyone inside. Good thing for us, because this lake is the only reason it hasn't been ransacked by other treasure hunters already. One man's mass death is another man's treasure, I suppose.
Alright. Treasure hunters.
I'll log everything here, so I can catalogue the thousands of ways to die the jungle offers. If you can, be sure to write some sort of final entry detailing how you die. The death log won't benefit you, of course, but it will certainly benefit me. I don't mean to be overly fatalistic, but the amateurs coming from Kingsmarch are accomplishing nothing but feeding the Chimera.
Kingsmarch, huh?
The most I can do, as Quartermaster, is ensure they're equipped for exploration. That's where the real profit in treasure hunting is, you see. I don't go out there if I can help it.
Kingsmarch.
I'm the unluckiest man alive. Yet, I'm the wealthiest in this camp. You have to be good when you're trading with the Kalgurans, or they'll fleece you.
Kingsmarch.
Ah, Kingsmarch. So called by the Kalgurans. They're newcomers to Rayclaws.
Uh-huh.
About 20 years now.
Yeah.
They're traders by nature. In fact, they've partially funded this very expedition.
Yeah, I know. I built it.
For some reason, they're very interested in Vaal artifacts.
Well,
We ship
I
most
helped
of what
build
we
it.
find back to Kingsmarch, and they pay handsomely for it.
isn't Kingsmarch supposed to be in... I don't know if it's a hub, but it's an area at least, right?
Don't get eaten.
But I think we saw the bear rolling through Kingsmarch, now that I think back to it. Oswald's death journal.
Roland Hayton. They survived 82.
Damn. Damn, Roland.
Clements Trenowith. They survived. 202. Head eaten by the animated corpse of Florence Cayley. Gregory Trenowith. They survived. 202. Heart attack from grief after burning the animated corpse of his wife.
Jesus.
Jeffrey Mond. They survived. 59. Vanished in broad daylight from the middle of our encampment. Strike that. Corpse found in a tree high above, suspended by an unidentifiable sticky substance. Oswin Shipwash. They survived. 98. Stopped to pet a chimeral.
Smart.
Gregory Trenowith. They survived. 202.
Oh.
Heart attack from grief. Sybil Launcelane.
Oh, this is new.
They survived. 2. Died of old age shortly after arriving. Rather traumatizing, that one. I was telling her one of my best stories when the ancient bat simply keeled over.
Whoa.
Osman Lakin. They survived. 45. Bitten by a snake on the ankle. Legs swelled up to 3 times the size. Servi attempted to amputate, but baby snakes burst out of the cutting, and we immediately set him ablaze. Should have slit his throat first.
Jesus.
Sorry, Osman.
So this is a great jungle.
Gregory Trenowith. They survived. Roland Hayden.
Ants.
Jacob Nesbitt. They survived. 12. Climbed a tree to get a better view. Slipped, fell, and was caught by a hanging vine. Neck snapped instantly.
Oof.
Sybil Launcelane. Jacob Nesbitt. Roland Sybil Launcelane. Osman Lakin. They survived. God's Gift Eldersley.
Oh.
They survived. 19. Ate some vibrant berries. Guts ruptured. Face melted. Administered a black liquid by Servi to end his suffering.
Oh my god.
Didn't work. Dismembered to end his suffering. Didn't work. Burned his head to ashes to end his suffering. That worked.
Whoa. Okay, don't eat the berries.
Clements Trenowith. They survived. 202. Head eaten by the animated corpse of Florence Cayley.
I think we heard that one.
Oswin Shipwash. They God's Gift Eldersley. Clements Trenowith. Florence Cayley.
There.
They survived. 201. Stabbed through the heart by the animated corpse of Oswin Shipwash.
Why do they kill each other?
Jacob Nesbitt. Florence Cayley. Mabel Sow. They survived. Unknown. Kept to herself mostly. Vanished at some point. Nobody's sure. Osman Lakin. They survived. 45. Bitten by a snake on the ankle. Martin Henshaw.
Oh.
They survived. 178. Touched a vibrant flower. Screamed until he twisted into a misshapen pile.
What does that even mean?
Florence Cayley. They survived. 200. Denise Shernock. They survived. 309. Excessive night terrors.
What?
God's Gift Elder. Jacob Nesbitt. Clements Trenowith. Florence Cayley. God's Gift Elder. Oswin Shipwash. Clements Trenowith. God's
I think we've heard all of them now.
Henshaw.
Oh.
They survived.
Oh, no.
Jacob
That's a
Nesbitt.
twist one.
Florence Cayley. Martin Henshaw. Jacob Nesbitt. Roland Hayden. They survived. 82.
Ants. Great way to end that on. Okay. We talked to you about everything. So we have this one left then. Servi, what do you look like? Can't even see you back here. Oh. It's a little lady sitting
You're
here.
the one who waded to the undead in the marsh, eh?
Yes.
Truly you need a guide. Luck's on your side today, friend. I am such a guide. Maybe I can help you survive.
Sure.
Not all tribes in this region are so friendly. You would be wise to listen to me on the dangers of the jungle. Yes, you are lucky indeed.
Okay.
Apus is my
Apus.
grandson. Can you believe that? A young spry thing like me. A grandmother. Don't be answering that. Apus inherited my son's rowdy spirit. Maybe it's a family curse. We have always been the type to do what we shouldn't, like helping outsiders such as yourself. One day, he'll be a great man, just like his father.
Father.
Then, I try to keep him safe.
It's a great accent.
Some odds and ends we found in the jungle. Everything here can kill you. A snake you can't see, a strange plant, even one of your own. Survival in the jungle depends upon learning the lessons from those who died before you. That's the wisdom of my tribe. And since these treasure hunters pay me so well, I don't mind sharing. Ha ha!
Ha ha!
Any place you want to know about, come to me with questions, and I will tell you what I know.
Cool. So, do you have different info about this place?
The jungle ruins are
She does.
full of deadly creatures, you know. Quadrillas can tear a man
Quadrillas?
apart in seconds, but at least you can hear them coming. The real danger? The apes that drop down from above. Life is plenty here, thriving for generations. But death always comes for the careless.
What the hell is a quadrilla? Sounds terrifying. Utsal region draft number 2. Sites of interest and fatality for the future records of the Reliquarians. 1619 IC. I don't know what IC stands for, but the land of 7 waters, kept in verdance eternal by the vigilant Marikath, is seen by the Ardura Akara of Sekuma Asala. Ogham County. Estimate 1132 IC. In the province of Farrell, survey commissioned by the office of Count Geonor in the year of 1619. So that's still alive. So that's all the vendors. That's all the people in town. That's all the conversations I think we have for now. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna go to bed and I'll continue tomorrow. Jesus, my back, my neck, my back, my pussy, and my crack. Okay. On that note, I'll be back tomorrow. See you then. Okay. We're back at it. Maybe the final day of the story? Who knows? Maybe. So, since last time, I've been doing a bit of work on sound. Hopefully this sounds better. Hopefully it also like ducks the game volume a bit when I talk, so that things don't crash into each other, hopefully. I had to go and get a thing called PoE Uncrasher because, well, loading screens bottlenecked my CPU to 100 and then made my entire PC seize up multiple times. Apparently it's a common issue. Apparently there's a multiple page long thread about it on the official forums. Hopefully it gets fixed. It's insanely annoying and it made me crash out mostly while playing with my friend. Whenever we tried to load into zones together, it almost every time just seized up my entire computer. So basically PoE Uncrasher well, it parks the last 2 cores, and then during loading screens, and then when the loading screen is done, it unparks them. So that's the solution I have going right now. And hopefully it works. And like I said, I've also been doing some audio things. Hopefully it sounds good. I don't know if it does. I've been testing for like the last hour and a half, trying to get it to sound decent. It's probably going to be a bunch of fixing in the future, but for the rest of this playthrough, it's probably going to sound like this. And yeah, my CPU usage right now, just playing, standing in town, I'm up at 90% CPU usage. PoE eats between 50 and 60% all on its own, which is quite a bit. And now with all the filters running in Streamlabs, that is eating an extra like 6 to 7 percentage 6 to 7% usage of my CPU. So that's up to like 16% now. So just running that, and then you have like background programs and shit like that that's eating the rest. So it's yeah, it's rough out here. But hopefully we can get going and keep playing this really enjoyable video game. So let's go.
They swing among the trees.
Whew. They swing among the trees indeed. God of the Citadel indeed. Okay. Oh, that's a quadrilla. Okay. I thought the name sounded intimidating. I didn't realize it was going to be a gorilla with literally 4 arms. Okay. Okay. God of the Citadel indeed. I recently rewatched Lord of the Rings, speaking of that line. Gandalf says that to Pippin when Pippin cuts an orc in the stomach in The Return of the King. It does not sound like Ian McKellen to me. I think it's an ADR line, but I don't know if he's the one that's actually recording it, because it sounds real bad. I don't know. Like, God of the Citadel indeed. It just doesn't have the cadence of Ian McKellen. I don't know, it sounds weird. I assume if you're playing Path of Exile that you're a fan of Lord of the Rings. That's just an assumption I'm making, okay? So, I would love for anyone to go and check that out, and check back here and tell me what you think. Because that line has lived rent-free in my head for a while now. God of the Citadel indeed. Just doesn't sound right. Dude, the quadrillas? Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Ooh, waypoints. And a checkpoint. Nice. Ooh, Venom Crypts. Okay. Last thing I did yesterday was I played my mercenary and ran the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought Vanguard. That area is insanely fun as a mercenary. Because I'm running like explosive grenades and explosive shot, so I'm just blowing up the entire screen. So the Dreadnought is really fun as a mercenary. It's not that fun as a melee character. It's actually terrifying as a melee character, but as a mercenary, it was great. Like, I farmed up to like level 37, 38 before actually fighting the boss in that area. Like, it was great. It was really fun.
Still alive, I see.
Hello? Out here?
I could have gone my whole life without watching snakes coil around a corpse or getting pounded into the dirt by a homicidal ape. It's enough to make a girl question her career choices. Still, the treasure keeps me coming back. You can't take two.
It's the greed.
Tripping over some old Val ruin, all tangled up in the undergrowth.
So is it Val or is it Val? I would assume Val, right? I've been saying Val, I think, for this the entire time, but I think it's Val, but I'm not entirely sure. Oswald and Alva.
They make an odd pair of colleagues, don't they? Oswald's the kind to worry about the jungle eating him, and Alva's the type to dare it to try. Perhaps that's why their partnership has been more lucrative than most. They balance each other out.
That they do. Treasure hunters.
Survivors, half-wits, and the occasional lunatic. That's our expedition in a nutshell. Used to be, we were seasoned veterans out here. These days, if a newcomer lasts more than a week, it's a cause for celebration.
Okay.
Still, with the Kalgurans throwing coin around, plenty of folks are willing to risk their lives for a shot of the spoils.
Kalgurans. Are those my boys that are now in King's March? Quadrillas.
Apes are one thing, but quadrillas? Now they're fearsome.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
The Varl left these lands drowning in corruption after their cataclysm. Guess it twisted the creatures here into something unnatural. Still, I can't help but think 4 arms could come in handy, wouldn't you say? No pun intended.
You sure about that?
Rare finds, rare.
Are you sure about that? Oh. Oh my. And they call it a mine. A mine. That's actually not half bad. Great, thank you. Is that the camp? Few days overdue reporting back. I mean, it's a camp. Is it the camp? That's an icon. Valorb. 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 Have you seen the meme images of this? Dude, they've made some great images of like the Spanish laughing dude with the Valorb. It's insane. Another day, another treasure.
I'll take that.
And I guess the mercenary helmet that I just sold is more of like a Spanish Inquisition helmet than a knight helmet, like medieval knights. I guess it's more Spaniard-esque, but still. It's still one of my favorite designs that I've seen so far in the game. I mean, all the knight-esque armors we've found so far in this act have been absolutely great. Like that ironclad vestments is really dope. The mercenary one is incredible. I haven't tried wearing the strength one, because I don't have enough strength to do that, but I really like the gear I've seen so far from this act. It's really cool. And this one as well, awesome. They did say during ExileCon in 23 that gear would reflect kind of the area where it's dropping. So that makes me think of 2 things. One, are we going to see the rest of the... Like, since we're going to be leveling and doing cruel difficulty and going to endgame, are we going to see the later gear dropping in Acts 1, 2, 3 cruel? Or is it just going to drop better versions of what we have here? That's like my main question. I had another one, but I absolutely forgot it while I was talking. That's not the most me thing in the goddamn world, and I don't know what is. Honestly, I would be fine with either, because... Oh my goodness. Because I really want to see the gear, but also it would be cool to not have everything available now to make it hit more when we finally go and see the later areas. So I'm kind of torn on it. I would love to see it, but also it would be kind of neat to have it stay a surprise for when we actually go to the areas and then find gear that fits the zones, you know? So I'm fine with either. Act 3 loading seems to be even worse than Act 2 loading. That's scary. That's terrifying. Oh, what up, Survey?
We've been clashing with the Auroch tribe for generations, but their real fight is with the Azak, and them are losing. The Auroch worship the 3-headed snake. Them poison the jungle, poison themselves, poison us too. Their shaman? Only seen her twice. She moved like a panther in the dark. The coward.
The coward. Oh yeah, it's a quest. I have to accept it.
Evil in the shadows. If you find the source of their wickedness, you let me know. I must see it for myself to make an antidote.
Alright. Do we have any more local knowledge? Now that we've been here, we do. We have 2 more areas. What about the Venom Crypts?
There's danger in them Venom Crypts. Long time ago, they were a burial ground for the Val. But now snakes make their homes in the ribs of the dead. In there,
So she says Val.
you see corpses walking, made slaves by the snakes inside of them. A sight to haunt your dreams. It's true.
Terrifying. Great. What about the infested barrens? All these places sound so lovely.
You might think it no big deal, the hive broods living round there. But let me tell you, them no ordinary pests. Them are warriors.
Them are warriors.
Fiends.
I love this accent.
Under the ground, waiting to ambush the unwary. If you see hives or nests, keep well clear.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh. I would lose 15 resistance though, which is not great. We'll gain life and rarity and movement speed though. Do I want to just throw one of these on here and see what happens? So I would lose 6 fire resist. We'll gain a lot of stun threshold. I'm just gonna throw the last one on here and see what happens. Energy shield. Cold is the one I don't want to lose, but I could do this, and then I could start dropping strength points. No, I can, right? Oh, this didn't need strength. Okay, it's the chest piece that needs strength. Yeah. Use this, and then I put sockets on both of them for cold resist. Maybe do that on this too. Not the helmet though, I'm not that fussed about the helmets. I only have 3. So if we do that, lose item rarity, which is a bummer, but we'll live, I think. That's a lot of HP and fire res and life regen, some more mana, you know, it's a pretty nice looking item. I'm at 93% CPU usage in town looking at my inventory. That's insane. No alchemy orbs, so I was thinking about this one. But I should probably be focusing on improving my helmets. So about my belt. 22 life and then fire res. $19 cold res, that's good. So what if we do this? We have 11 and 19. How about we go nuts, okay? Okay, so we got 1 charm slot. I don't know how big that is or not. I think this is the way to go, honestly. Armor, don't care about, but it is cold resist, and we need that. We need a lot of that. So let's go for that. What do we look like now? 19 cold, 40 fire. So if we socket the boots and the gloves. I do want to socket this though. Because I really like this. What if we do the boots and the chest piece then, and not the gloves? Let's do that. And then we add, I mean, just cold, right? We have enough? We have exactly 3. So if we put 2 in there, we're at 43. Then fire is our biggest weakness, suddenly. And I do want to remove this helmet. We don't get a lot of resist from these boots, though. We'll add a fire one to the boots. Okay, so there we are. We're at 52 on both of those, and then 43 on cold. 0 chaos still, but we have more health. We have a decent amount of energy shield. Yeah, we got like 120 health from doing that. Putting those 2 pieces on there. And we got more cold resist from the belt. Yeah, I'm fairly okay with that. Now everything's gonna lag. Yep, everything's freezing. Now I can see how long it takes for all the sounds and volume and shit to go back to normal. Probably a while.
Freezing strike!
Freezing strike! Can't you help me as I'm starting to burn? Too many doses and I found the infested barrens.
Rayclast is adorned with scars of what once was.
No waypoint right inside here. Okay. So, never mind then. We're going back to the... ill-fated explorer. That's unfortunate. We're going back to the jungle. Constricted Shambler. Okay. So he's, like, stuck in a bunch of snakes. That's great. Antlion Charger. Dude, these animals they've designed for this? Terrifying. Alpha Primates. Quadrillas. Like, there are... I love the fact that there are so many ape enemies in this zone. That's really fun. And the other zone we just looked at, where it's like basically undead explorers. That's really cool. 36. I can't believe my mercenary is still higher level than me. Than my monk. So don't worry, I haven't progressed further. I got to Act 3 on my merc and then I stopped. So don't worry, you're seeing everything with fresh eyes. Victim of the warring tribes. Death is commonplace in the jungle. Checkpoint.
A parent's worst nightmare.
Oh.
I am so sorry, Servi.
Oh, that's her son? Oh my. A lifeless body sits brutalized and impaled. Ah, lifeless body sits brutalized and impaled. Have you heard the stories of the Rootdredge Cube? I might have mentioned this, but I'm watching Ko play through all of the Diablo games for the first time. This is actually going to be the first time I see someone finish the first game. I've never done that myself, so that's going to be interesting. I'm like 5 videos in. And Deckard Cain in Diablo 1 is just a Sean Connery impression, isn't it? Like, he gets more of his own identity in 2, but he just sounds like Sean Connery in the first game. What's up, Servi? Do you want to look up here?
This is my son. When he did not return from the jungle, I feared the worst. But I still had hope. The warring tribes have taken that hope away from me. Curse the Azak, curse the Orc, and curse this day.
Curse this day.
Promise me, you will not tell Apus his father is dead. Let him remain a child for one more day.
Oh. Well, mana recovery probably, right? I feel like my build is just eating mana right now. So let's do that. Another... Oh, it's another... Oh my god, there are a lot of zones connected to that. Okay. So we're probably going here first then. Okay, we've... Oh, that's terrible. Okay, we found the grave. We haven't fought a boss yet. Troubled camp. We found a camp. I don't know if it's that one, though. We'll keep looking. Sorry, Servi. At least you know now. Have we gone through the mana region things on the tree? We have. Okay. Still, I'm just bleeding mana. Because the mana cost increases every time you level up a skill, right? Gwendolyn Albright is a play on someone else's name, right? There's an Albright in the real world. Like a famous one that people know, right? That I'm just not remembering right now. Quadrilla. Quadrilla, probably one of my favorite things. It's so simple, so stupid, but I kind of love it, honestly. Are you a good move?
Curses and marks onto a target.
Because, like, I want this until I can get charged staff working. By the way, the thing where you couldn't click things because you had them equipped already, so annoying. Remove that restriction so fast. Like, I want staggering palm until I can use charge staff. But to use charge staff, I need a spirit move from the ranger, which I can't use because I'm spirit blocked for that. But when that happens, charge staff is going to be my damage buff. It's going to be my damage buff instead of the wind, like those. So at that point, isn't it better to just pick up Like, I can't get Shattering Palm yet, because that's what I'm gonna be using. But since I can, like, couldn't I use Hand of Chayula until then? To, like, apply some type of debuff while I wait for the freeze one? I mean, this all depends on when I get my next spirit unlock. If it even gives me 30, it might give me 20, and then I can't use it anyway. Oh my goodness, okay, hi. I guess we found the boss. Of course it's a quadrilla. Oh god, he swings a goddamn pillar, okay. Okay. Oop. Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, avoid that pillar at all costs. Roll. Roll. The mid-air freeze is insane. Dude, that slam almost killed me when he hit me the first time. There ain't no way I'm chancing it again. He rolled? Yo. That should have hit me. That's not fair. That should have hit me. Woo!
Man bests beast once again.
Oh god, he definitely crushed his forehead. Okay. More skill points. So new armor. Armor energy. So this is a new druid one again. I'm a sucker for mythology, right? Which is why I played Smite instead of League of Legends, why I played Age of Mythology instead of Age of Empires. In general, I just love mythology. I think it's just such a cool setting for, like, lore and stuff like that. And the fact that, like, now they're adding more stuff to Age of Mythology, we're getting a Chinese pantheon, and I really want them to add an Aztec one as the next one. And seeing, like, Aztec-inspired gear in this makes me so happy. It's just such a cool piece of history to just, like, pick your favorite things from. Like, it's so aesthetically pleasing. It's just so cool. And look at that shield, dude. I hope we get some, like, real Aztec swords and stuff. You know, where you have, like, a real fat thing and then you have, like, giant teeth sticking out of it, you know? It looks like a giant chainsaw, basically. I hope they add something like that. That would be sick. Expedition logbook out here.
The Auroch are truly terrifying to behold. I suspect their canine features result from genetic mutations, perhaps born of the cataclysms that reshaped these lands.
Have I met the Auroch?
Their tribesmen are savage. I rarely leave their territories without scars to show for it. Yet, they hold a knowledge we Oriathans have long since abandoned. Our high-born civilization prides itself on its advancements, but remains woefully primitive in matters of the spirit and the natural world. For all their brutality, the Auroch live in harmony with the forces of nature. And perhaps they have no choice. But I wonder if we are the fools for believing we've transcended it. Better to live with nature than to die defying it.
Some insightful stuff. In my Christian video game? We are running out of real estate here for this camp to be. So I'm starting to think this was the camp, but I'm also wondering why it's not, like, shutting the lights off on the map icon. No, we are definitely running out of jungle. Yeah, I guess that is the camp. Is it not turning off because it's an active camp? Is that why? Anyway, it's time to go to the Venom Crypts. Let's remove this. Get that. Reduce cost of skills. That's also very nice. This adds strength, right? So
I must gain strength for this.
Yeah. That was a dumb idea. Why did I remove those gloves? That was stupid. Okay, so this is gonna cost me a lot of gold to fix. Do that. Okay. There we go. Fixed it. But if I remove those gloves, I'm fucked. Okay. So we'll do that. Okay. Good, 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 good. Where do we go next on this? On this tree we have here. Very close to where we're at. We're going over here. Oh, okay. Now we're going crit. Okay. So I guess crit early is not a great idea, but crit later is probably the way to go. Salvage. Oppress. Okay. Graves that once held nobility. Now slither and bites. Scorpion monkey? Entwined Hulk, of course. This entire area, like this entire act so far, is just a collection of my greatest fears. Poisonous snakes, poisonous plants, scorpions, four-armed apes. Ah, nope, that was a bad idea. Okay. Dude, these spitters. They do so much range damage, it's almost insulting. Giant cobras, perfect. Checkpoint, thank you. Den of the Serpent Priestess. Search the corpse. Beware the bite of those serpents that call a human corpse home. Nature has given them the means to acquire a new dwelling. Talk to Survey. Was that the quest? Is there more in here that we need to do, or can I just peace out of here? Because this place is scaring me. Oh, the source of their vile rot. That's the only icon here. Can we get out of here, please? Survey, I found your poison stuff.
Drink this.
Sorry?
Foul brew, but you'll thank me if you survive.
Oh. Mana region sounds very appealing, but I'm going to see if they guide us anything on this. Venom Drought, increased elemental ailment threshold. Okay. Alright. There we go. Hopefully that was a good idea. Son.
It hurt me deeply to find him there. To find him like that. Still, I thank you for finding his body. His spirit roams the jungle with his fathers now. The warring tribes, the Azak, the Orak, they have a lot to answer for.
That they do. Okay, we have more zones, right? Can we talk about some of these? That one is done. Let's talk about... Did we talk about this?
You might think it no big deal, the hive broods living around there. But let me tell you, them no ordinary pests. Them are warriors, armies of crawling fiends. Them hide under the ground, waiting to ambush the unwary. If you see hives or nests, keep well clear.
Chimeral wetlands.
The wetlands are breeding grounds for the jungle's most vicious creatures. Pretty, it's true, with colors like sunshine and rain, but deadly all the same. Plenty of food treasure hunter head there, but never return, least not alive. Watch out for the flowers that move without a breeze, Them are serpents hiding in the jungle, spitting poison. A massive flying beast haunts that place. Some say it got the head of a lion. Others say it looks like a gore beast. Some talk about the tail like a Markov scorpion.
Uh-huh.
But the truth, it doesn't matter. None from my tribe have ever set foot there in 43 seasons.
That's a lot. I guess we understand why it has that name now. It's a goddamn chimera in there. The Azak Bog.
The Azak, them are true monsters. Not cannibals, no. But them will not hesitate to feed you to their war beasts.
That's nice of them.
The Azak and the Orak tribes been fighting almost as long as the Val been gone. But the Azak are beyond cruel. Their queen witch, Ignakduk, she takes a child every blood moon night. For what? I won't say. If you cross into their territory, only death awaits you there.
The hell? And this has nothing. Wait, 39. That's way higher than the other two. Oh, there's like in the middle of that line, there's like a chain break. There's like 2 breaks like that, so we need to probably go to the other ones before we unlock that. There were some areas like that in PoE 1. That's probably why it's a higher level as well. Cool. Thank you, survey. Let's identify and then sell. What do you have to say?
How can I advise? You have found the waterways? Search it for a control mechanism. Val technology, at least in that era, was based on engraved stonework and latent systems of channeled energy. It should be operational, even after all this time. Drain the city, and let us see what ancient secrets Utzal has kept protected for us.
Thank you. Move swiftly. Move swiftly. Oh, I intend to. Neat. Okay. Let's go back. Gotta go back.